All right. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of NFL Live Stream of Consciousness. Coming to you on a Sunday, the first Sunday without football. I think as a national experience, it's a national thing to bring us together. I think everyone should fast on the first Sunday without football. Everyone as a country, it would bring us together. As a religious experience, it would bring national unity if we all fasted today without football. But there's a lot of stuff coming out today, actually. Let's go ahead and get into it. There is reports of dysfunction between Tom Brady and Bruce Arians. Bruce Arians is denying it, but Rich Orgenberg, I think that's how you pronounce my man's name, is saying that, there was beef between the two of them. I wouldn't be surprised, Bruce Arians is seen around the league as a guy who's, tough on his players. That's his stick. That's his gimmick, is that, I'm tough on my players. I say what I want. I do what I want. Let's go ahead and bring up the article here so everybody can see it. Doubles down on claims of dysfunction. That's the type of guy that he's been, is that, I say whatever I want. At a certain point during the 2021 season, Brady successfully seized control of the offensive game plan, adjusting play calls he didn't believe would work. Additionally, there was a feeling of resentment inside the building towards Arians. While others worked around the clock in Tampa to build a winner, Bruce Arians had a much lighter schedule per multiple impregnable sources. So that was a thing that I saw even in his Cardinals days. Bruce Arians said that he didn't understand, these coaches that sleep in the office, that people should be able to get their work done by 9, 10 p.m., get home, at least, see their wife, that he doesn't want anybody sleeping in the office. So maybe Bruce Arians' style maybe kind of chafed Brady a little bit because, obviously that's probably the opposite of Bill Belichick. You would think that there wouldn't actually have to be like a wrestling of control away of power from the offensive game plan towards Tom Brady. I mean, it's Tom fucking Brady. You wouldn't think that he would have to ask for these type of things. He should be able to do what he did. It's interesting because you keep hearing people saying that Tom Brady, maybe he's not truly retired. I've heard this in enough places to make me believe that, maybe there's some fire because of this smoke. And a lot of people have speculated that he could go to the Niners. I think the Niners are the Super Bowl favorite if he goes there. I don't think there's a question about that. They're the Super Bowl favorite. So maybe that's a more tenable situation for his wife. I know that his wife has been one of the main drivers of him stopping playing football and focusing on his family. He's from the San Francisco Bay Area, so that might be a plus as well. It's interesting that this comes out the first Sunday without football, and you already have these reports. So I don't think this should be something that people just poo-poo and push to the side. I'm looking at Pro Football Talk. I think this is actually the best source of NFL news. So if anybody is out there and doesn't really like the way that ESPN does it, I think that they're a compiler. They, aggregate from a couple of different sources, but I think the way that in which they aggregate is probably the best. Another thing that I saw was interesting here was the future of Sunday Ticket. So this article talks a lot about the Sunday Ticket's probably not going to be on DirecTV. That's the only reason I have DirecTV is because of Sunday Ticket. So, Sunday Ticket leaving DirecTV means that I'm probably going to leave DirecTV. They're also talking that they could get 3 times the amount in which DirecTV is paying. So where does it say that here? The winning bidder could pay as much as $7.5 billion, 3 times the current DirecTV rate. That means that the salary cap, because of the revenue sharing model that the owners and the players have, is going to skyrocket here. So A lot of the guys that are signing these super long-term deals, especially at the quarterback position and even at other positions, I think you're going to have a massive amount of restructures of contracts. I think you might see the first $1 billion quarterback contract here sooner than later, if this number is correct. So it says 2023. Yeah, that's next year. So a lot of these quarterbacks, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, even guys like TJ Watt, on the defensive side of the ball, their contracts are going to be null and void. I mean, I'm not, if they raise the salary cap by 3 times what it currently is, I wouldn't play under that. Patrick Mahomes is not going to, I wouldn't accept that. So I think has a opportunity to be a complete game changer, because so many teams are in cap hell. If you add, 3 times the revenue from a streamer, I could change everything. I don't want it to happen though, because I just don't think streaming services have the capability to provide Sunday ticket access. I mean, I think streaming services, every time I watch a sport on streaming services, it sucks. I'm behind. I'm woefully behind. Think about the guys, live betting, right? Betting has become a big thing. Live betting is a big thing. How can you live bet when you're on a streaming service and you're 4 or 5 plays behind? I have good, and it's not that I have bad internet. I have great internet. I have AT&T Uverse at the highest speed, and sometimes it's slow. So it's just, it doesn't really, every time I have to stream a game, I hate the experience. Amazon Prime, when they had, I think it was the Niners and the Cardinals game a couple of years back, it was a terrible experience for me, and I think it's going to be a terrible experience for most of the country. I'm down with the streaming services, even though it seems like we're just redoing the wheel. It seems like with all the streaming services that you're paying for the same amount that you're paying for cable TV and satellite TV. And at least with cable TV and satellite TV, I didn't have to worry about my internet moving slowly. So the show moving slowly, I didn't have to worry about that. And everything was in one place. I don't have to look for here. Like the other night, I was looking for Great British Bake Off and couldn't find it. It's in so many different places. So I don't know. I don't want this to happen. I don't think we have the infrastructure for it yet, but we'll see. A group of crypto enthusiasts are going to buy the Broncos. Get out of here. That's not going to happen. See, the thing about the NFL and NBA, and I talked about this before, is you can't just buy the team just because you have the money. The owners have to approve you. And I don't think the owners are going to want some crypto guys in their, in their clubhouse. I don't think that's going to happen. Brian Flores' lawsuit will continue. I think everybody could have expected that. He wants to be a head coach. He's not even a D coordinator. He's a defensive assistant. And hey, they might actually give him more control over the defense, but I think they brought in Terrell Austin, and he's a veteran guy, so I don't think he's gonna be anybody's like number 2 at the position. If he's the defensive coordinator, he's gonna run it. And Mike Tomlin's a defensive guy as well, so it might be a situation where you have too many cooks in the kitchen. One thing I will say about Brian Flores is the most innovative coaching move that I saw last year. The most innovative coaching move was Brian Flores having all 11 guys damn near at the line of scrimmage versus the Ravens. That was I believe it was a Monday night football game or a Thursday. I think it was a Thursday night football game where he brought that out versus the Ravens, completely frustrated the Ravens. I think that was part of what led the Ravens into a tailspin and ultimately not getting into the playoffs. And it was unique. You hear all this time about all the time the coaches spend, he slept at the facility till 3 a.m. And they do all this, put in all this time and this effort and game planning. And it's like, it's the same game plan that I saw last week, fam. I know when the plays, it's the same play calling that I saw last week. What game plan did you introduce? That was something where it was fresh, it was new. Like, I was not expecting it. No one was expecting it. I think they were like 10-point underdogs and ended up winning the game easily. That was one of the more innovative coaching decisions that I've seen in a long time. That was damn near, just funny because the Dolphins are the one that did it. That was damn near Wildcat type stuff where it's like, what the hell are they doing? So, yeah, a lot of stuff going down once again. I think everybody in America should join me in fasting today. You know, it's a tough day without football. This is the first day where it really hits you like, man, football is done for a while. And, you know, we just got to figure it out, man. The draft, the time between the draft and free agency is just like, I don't know. I guess they don't want that big of a lull between things, but like, I feel like, hey, man, like, why can't they do the combine today? Like, college players have been getting ready for a long time. Why can't they get the combine going? Like, why are they spacing it out like this? But, you know, I'll put out content to satiate people until that stuff drops. Shout out to my man, I believe my man, Nick Harris, my latest subscriber. Appreciate you. Scott, shout out to Skull Mafia, another subscriber, Vikings fan. He appreciated the video that I did on the Vikings trading Kirk Cousins. I'm going to go ahead and do the first offseason breakdown on the Vikings just to, you know, show you some love. I appreciate everybody that's tuning in and subscribing. Leave a comment, and I definitely respond to all of them. I appreciate it truly. All right, we'll just go ahead and leave it there. The game is a game. Go.
So what's up, man? What's up with you otherwise, you know? The game is a game. Always.